Welcome back, everybody. Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 21 of our federal Spring of 61 campaign playthrough. So, first things first, I know I did say I was going to have this episode out on Wednesday, but I'd actually accidentally started recording on an older save, and I'd actually shot an entire video before I realized I'd messed that up. So, this will be out on Friday. Moving on from there, we do have one fresh unit to add in, and that is the 1st New York Light Artillery under George Winslow. And you did receive an existing unit just to get them in the field faster, because I feel I'm going to need them. And they are currently assigned to the 2nd Corps in Indiana, which I expect to see some action this winter as there's a bunch of rebel corps in the area. Alright, moving on from there, we're going to move into the historical record, and then we'll go into an overview of the map. A letter from Sergeant Billy Bremer, Yorkshire Yeomanry, to his father. Hi up, Dad. Really wish that Colonel Carr would request the Yorkshire Yeomanry to transfer to 5th Corps. Promotion isn't all it's cracked up to be. Rank has its responsibilities. Still stuck in San Antonio waiting for who knows what to happen, while the rest of the Army is fighting almost non-stop. I'm an intent doing paperwork and disciplining miscreants. Lack of action is affecting discipline badly as Yorkshire Yeomanry cross the Atlantic to fight John the Red. Instead, not much else to do now. We cleaned out every rebel ranch in the area. The lads are fighting boredom, flies, and each other when they can't get into town to fight the rest of 6th Corps for the birds and booze in San Antonio. Enough moaning, though. Hunter is still growing, almost to my horse's belly at the shoulders now. Truly becoming a formidable hound. Had a spike collar and a leather jacket made for when we finally get back into the fight. Looks magnificent in it, as this will probably not arrive till December. Merry Christmas, and my love to all. Have a good drink from me. Love, Billy. A letter from Abigail Wade to Sergeant Michael Wade, Buffalo Soldiers. Dearest Michael, I am enthusiastic and happy for your victory and the spectacular fighting prowess of the Buffalo Soldiers. I cannot hide my concern and fear for your safety. Those brash acts that almost get you killed, they strike a fear in my heart that I have never felt the likes of before. Please, I beg of you, be more prudent in your actions and give each of the men in your squad a big old hug from me for keeping your big, dumb heart in one piece for me and the children. Nothing interesting has happened here except we keep hearing word that Missouri has finally made their decision. It is not a favorable outcome for our corps. Hurry, my dear, and make safe our home. Our open-minded views may leave us a target for the vultures. We may find some solace and protection with the natives as we have great relations with many of the tribes in our area and those passing through on the buffalo trails. This is not a guarantee, and we are feeling the rope tighten as rebel troops draw closer. Other than that, the kids have been fantastic in your absence. School is coming easy and gainful employment has not been hard to procure. You're doing fine in that aspect. Praise the Lord. Our best wishes are with you and the men around you. I believe Commander Sykes will see you all through this calamity with minimal risk. Your loving wife, Abigail. From the diary, Captain Franklin Malone, Company B, 2nd Regiment, 50th Iowa River Boys. 16 November 1862. The weather have been unseasonably warm for this time of year, and with it not showing any sign of snowing, Colonel Ricketts ordered us to stay ready for a fight. I'd like to say after the thrashing we in the 7th Corps give them the last time, the Rebs should be off getting ready for winter. But after coming down with a cold, I'm starting to get a bad feeling. 18 November 1862. What have the cavalrymen doing? Only giving us word the Army of Texas is less than a day's march from Dallas. We've been marching most of the night to get some good ground, but as men start to get some sleep for their fight in the morning. As getting ready to turn in, I can see some light coming from the field. I think General Grumpa and Colonel Scammon from the 1st Maine Engineers are walking to see where the best place is for fortifications. All I can do is hope, when morning comes, we can hold. 19 November 1862. It was about 10:30 when we reached our positions on the extreme left of the line, with only artillery on our left of us. Before we left Colonel Ricketts' tent this morning, we were at the end of the line. We were ordered to not let anyone attack the artillery. Those orders, can't but wish we were anywhere other than on the left flank. Not long after lining up, the 1st Maine boys started to build breastworks. After a few hours, being close to 1 in the afternoon, the the 1st Rebel Brigades could be seen marching up the road. Not long after, word of Rebs being sighted, the artillery started to open up on our left. Colonel Ricketts walking up and down behind us, yelling, "Get ready. Looks like we have some rebel cavalry coming our way." The Rebs riding at the artillery would have thought we would have sent out some skirmishers to slow them down, with the bloody sabers trying to come in on their flank. Colonel Ricketts ordered the whole brigade forward to stop the cavalry. Around 1:15, I thought I could hear General Ferry yelling, "Get into the infantry square." This was the first time outside of drill, and once did we even use it. Those rebel cavalry charged us a few times, each time we fired into them, driving them back. It was after the Rebs seen the bloody sabers that they turned and run. The Rebs withdrawing with the bloody sabers giving chase, we got back behind the breastworks. It was not even 10 minutes before General Ferry came over yelling what the hell was Colonel Ricketts thinking, sending the whole brigade forward like that. As day went on, with most of it, not all of the action being on the right next to the river, the only action we got this day was that cavalry charge. But with the battle ending for the night, we can only wait and see what tomorrow has in store for us. 20 November, 1862. We got up this morning, only to see the Rebs had cut and run tonight. Can't say I was hoping they would run, but the move from General Grandpa as we marched past tells he was livid, yelling the Rebs were yellow bellies. I was hoping we were marching back to Dallas, but we started to march about a half day north before Bethlehem Steel reported the Rebs are just down the road. 21 November, 1862. It's only been 2 days since the Army of Texas fought us. Guess they must have old Davis on their back to push our army out of Texas. It was around 10 after 3 in the afternoon when scouts reported back that the Rebs finally started to march our way. General Grandpa ordered the 5th Corps to push up to this old stone wall with 3rd Division to hold the left side of the road, though I believe to be the 1st Division in the trees on the right of it. I now know it's not General Grandpa that has it out for us. Turns out General Ferry is still furious with Colonel Ricketts for what happened in the last battle. General put us on the left flank next to the artillery with orders to not move until he ordered us. First of Rebel brigades came to the side about 4 in the afternoon, not long after the batteries opened up on the lead brigade. It wasn't until 5:15 when the order to push forward was given. We only marched about 100 yards before being forced to stop and fight with some Rebel cavalry. Them choosing to dismount and fight the Viking brigade who were on our right, giving us their flank to fire into. After a few volleys, that cavalry brigade melted away, letting us resume our push forward on the Rebs' right. The order was given to resume 5:30. I guess General Ferry's orders got crossed because he ordered us to move on the right flank of the 3rd Division. It was close to 6 in the evening when we got near the action, supporting Grandpa's grunts on their left. I could see at least 2 Reb brigades trying to react to us, but I wish one of the boys could shoot that Reb general riding out in front of us. With the sun setting fast, the Rebs started to fire wildly in our direction. It was close to 9:30 when the last shots were fired at us. We slipped out in the field, sitting right next to where each other so we could stay somewhat warm overnight. 22nd November, 1862. It was 7 in the morning. After a quick breakfast, a good old hardtack, we started to get back into our positions that we held yesterday. When we got there, it looked like the Rebs fell back maybe a few hundred yards from where they held yesterday. As we roared to push on the Rebel line, someone yelled out he heard old Blood and Guts Grandpa and want this turned into a long-range duel like last time. We all started to laugh as we marched. I know it was a jest, but it sounds like something he would say. About 7:20, I heard yelling, "There isn't anything on the flank. Just get along the road." As we came over the ridge line at 7:30, we could see several Rebel brigades along with a few batteries coming to view. It was close to 8 when we started to push the Rebs back on the left flank. It wasn't until 10 after 8 when the Rebs withdrew, turned into a full-blown rout. The Rebs leaving the field along with their wounded behind, most of their guns and cannons. We spent the rest of the morning combing over the field, helping ours and the Rebel wounded. It was about 9:30 when it came across a wounded General Smith of the Army of Texas under his horse. It wasn't until after the battle we heard that 2nd Division's General Sanford was killed by a lucky shot. I really hope the Rebels fall back and stay out of Texas for the rest of the winter. If it stays this warm, they might be back before long. Once again, as always, I do love all these stories that everybody here has been writing for this campaign. I apologize my reading wasn't as good this time as my voice is still recovering. So you'll probably be able to tell that from the reading. All right. Give me a second here, reset, and we'll go over the map and the plans for winter. All right, as of last episode was just heard in the diary from the 50th Iowa River Boys, we did have the battles of 7th and 8th Dallas. seeing the Army of Texas off, and all these corps, we've been slowly butchering the men in all these units that are north of us up in the Indian territories right now. So, I don't know how they keep pushing in down here, but they keep finding the manpower from somewhere. So, right now I have no plans to push into them, as only 7th Corps is going to be operating inside the Indian territories. Once the winter is complete, 5th Corps is going to be pushing east into Shreveport, with 6th Corps pushing eastwards into New Orleans and then up to Baton Rouge. Once again, as per my rules, we can't cross the Mississippi until 1864. I'm going to make the exception for New Orleans and Baton Rouge, as they're both in Louisiana and you have to cross the Mississippi to get to them, but I won't leave the state. The rest of the Mississippi is uncrossable until 64. 7th Corps will operate up here in the Indian Territory, slowly taking back the forts around each of the Indian villages. Up here, outside of Missouri and Illinois, we do have a large federal corps rebel corps on the move. 34,000 men going up to 40,000. They're actually part of the Army of Texas, and they're operating all the way up here. Plus, we also have Benning's Corps, 2,300 going up to 16,000. Loring's Corps, 12,000 going up to 15. Army of Kentucky, so these two probably belong to him. We also have the Army of Tennessee operating in the area. So I expect 2nd Corps to have a slightly busy winter. I don't really plan on moving them for the winter unless Stevenson's Corps does something, goes for like Indianapolis or Chicago. I will have to chase them down. I really don't want to make any movements over the winter. We still do have 1st Corps sitting in Cincinnati. It's a smaller corps. I don't see any issues happening here. We may have to run over to Marietta. 5,000 man corps sitting over there. Oh, they did take Marietta, so we're going to have to move over there and retake that. And the DC front seems a little quiet for right now. Hopefully it stays that way. Pendleton's Corps is kind of sitting on top of us, but everybody's showing winter quarters, so nobody's fighting. Oh, 2nd Army got a flag. That one works. The 3rd Corps is in attack stance. These guys are right here, but we're not fighting. There's only 6,000 men, so if there is a fight, it'll just be a skirmish. I'll probably just do that one off screen if there is a fight. But they do have a ton of troops in the area. We got Wheeler's Corps. 2 Wheeler's Corps. Okay, we got Wheeler's Corps, B. Junior's Corps, Army of Maryland, Gown's Corps, Army of Ohio, Army of Virginia, Jackson's Corps. So there's a lot of troops in the area. We do have a numbers advantage still. Not much of one, really. And our Gulf fleet is right now at Sabine Pass. They've just finished refitting, so I am sending them back out to try and take Fort Jackson again. See if it happens this time. All right, now we're through there. It is December 1st, so it's time for the monthlies. All right, economy right now is at triple B. This is triple B. We're actually at triple B plus. That increased by another 50 million, so our current liabilities amount to 939 million. Current economy cycle is contraction, but we are moving into winter, so that is expected. It says we lost 3.7 million in revenue, and that's probably because of the loss of Missouri. We did construct 1 news agency. I'm planning on building another one. And export volume last month was 1.3 out, 1.3 billion coming in, so that's been even on for the last few months. An average core production over the last 3 months was 348 million, change of negative 11. And we're still lacking all the same things in our economy. Financially, we're still doing, outside this one big spend right here, still doing slightly better than the rebels. They seem to be spending more than we are. Right now, we still have a deficit spending of 452 million. Even though we did drop the upkeep cost of a lot of things, we're still spending 452 million, more than we are taking in. There's just no way I'm probably going to be able to drop that down any further than it already has. At all. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that. All right, moving on to intelligence. Rebels are working on Conscription Act 2. Completed military education. And they've actually lost standing with Great Britain. I wonder how the hell that happened. They're down to 26%. They were at 35% the last month. Wonder what they did to piss off Britain. It says they recruited another 7,000 men into 5 brigades and started building another 8 ships that I still have not seen hide nor hair of. The morale of their arms is currently at 69%, but I feel like it should be lower with the drubbings that we've been giving them. They've only won 2 battles, and that's the 2 forts that they've taken. 3 battles, and that's 3 forts they've captured. Right now, our national morale is at 61 to their 65. National support 69 for us, 70 for them. Morale of our armies is at 77 to their 60. Men fielded, we have 210,580 in the field, and they have 190,801. Navy tons, they have 167,000 tons and almost 168,000 tons on water. So we're at 71,940. So I don't know where all those ships are. I have seen neither hide nor hair of them. I know there's a few blockades going on up north that I'm not really worried about. I probably should clear them out to fix my finances, but I'm not overly worried about them. We've won 46 battles to their 3. And total casualties for us right now sit at 80,431 to their 231,643. So, definitely going to win this war. It's just going to be drug out a little bit longer. You have to have all their ships up in this one fleet. 23-7 disabled, 178 guns. It's actually not that big. Where the hell are all their ships? No, I think that covers everything for right now, so I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, it's now December 25th. It looks like we have ourselves a Christmas Day battle. Wish I'd shot this video earlier in the week. So, we have the headquarters from the Army of Texas and the Army of Southwest, with French's Corps and Hardee's Corps, with a combined total of 31,613 infantry, 200 cavalry, and 61 guns. Once again, going after our 5th Corps at Dallas, we're fielding 27,240 infantry, 4,700 cavalry, and 66 guns. So, numbers are even on with the cavalry that we have on the field, and the guns are about even on. So, obviously, we're going to be taking this fight. They're under all command of Hill. We fought him a few times. He hasn't done so hot. So, I'll see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, everybody, to the 9th Battle at Dallas. So, once again, we're under defense, and we have to defend Cobbtown and Cobbtown Ford. The rebels are coming in along one entry point, and that is the old stage road right here. So, they're going to be coming straight down towards our defenses. So, as you can see, I already got myself set up here. I have the 2nd Division on the extreme left, with the 1st Maine Battery left of them. To their right is the 1st Illinois Battery. To their right is the 1st Infantry Division, with the 3rd Division to their right. And between them and the cavalry, I have the Iowa Sodbusters with their 30-pounders and the Higgs Volunteers with their 20-pounders and the 2 cavalry brigades dismounted along the fence line here at Cobbtown. So I'm really expecting the rebels to come straight down the road at us into our main line defenses. I'm going to have the engineers build semester of breastworks here, and they should be done long before the rebels show up, as they are a 3-star engineer brigade at this point. So, not much to do but wait for the rebels to show their faces, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 11:10 in the morning, and the 1st Rebel Brigade is coming to sight, and that is McNair's Brigade, French's Corps Army of Texas. So, as you can see, I do have skirmishers all out along the front of my lines here to slow down the rebels a little bit while I was building my breastworks, and they're about 75% finished at this point, so I knew my engineers would build these up pretty quickly. So, rebels are still coming down the road. You can see that big dust column back here. These skirmishers are for a bad day. Looks like the Bloody First got first blood with their skirmishers with those Sharps rifles. So I'm hoping the rebels kind of hold back here in these trees and get set up into something of an attacking force. Old battery. Those guns are bronze, so it could be Napoleons or 6-pounders. Not much of a worry for us. my artillery, so I'm not putting them on counter battery yet. Forces Brigade, French's Corps, Army of Texas. So it's the Army of Texas leading the march, like the kills in command of the Army to the southwest. They only have 7,000 men, so they're probably going to follow on Corps if they can join the fighting. Right now it's just a little bit of a skirmish action. We're waiting for the rebels to come up on line, so I won't hold you all here for this. I will be back when something big happens. Alright, it's now about 1200, and my skirmishers are engaged all across the line. The rebels actually started pushing out some divisions and more towards the right of the line, so I sent all the skirmishers forward to give the AI something to think about here. And they're doing a lot of damage. So far, only one skirmisher unit has been seen in, and that was Bloody First, as they were just out of ammunition, so they fell back in the line. So I'm not going to send any more skirmishers out after this, as this was just something bloody to the nose of the rebels. Kind of delay their actions. And all these units with the sharps, as much as I like the sharps, they run out of ammunition pretty quick. Got them over 600 casualties just from the skirmishers, for 131. Most of those just came out of the skirmish unit. There. Yeah, so it's kind of split between the two skirmisher detachments, all the casualties. I'm kind of hoping to wipe out this cavalry regiment. This battle. This lesser cavalry. Robert's falling back. This Tactician's falling back because they're out of ammo. So as units fall back either from casualties or ammo, I'm not going to send any skirmishers. I don't want them to come out. Still have more troops coming out. That's part of the Army is southwest. So we just got a skirmish action going right now, so I'm not going to hold you all here for this. Come back in once the main attack starts up. Alright, it's now 12:47. Looks like the rebels are trying to flush out for a battle line and head towards Cobb Town itself instead of coming down the road here. Minus Heat's Brigade, which looks like it was coming to come clear out this artillery battery, so I sent another detachment out from the 1st U.S. Regulars to lock them down while they're sitting inside a canister range of the artillery. Looks like that might have worked for us. Hope we can get a couple of eyes of canister into that brigade. Get them away from here. That canister flying doesn't look like it's doing too much damage, but they're at extreme range for it. Ooh. Got troops all the way out on my right going for the cavalry. Look at that. Bring your guns, boys. Facing the wrong direction. Look at this. I didn't even see these guys coming. They're running into a bunch of Sharps carbines, so I'm not too worried about it. Plus my 20s and 30s. AI is learning. At least General Hill is learning. Let me shift the engineers out this way. Just in case. Yeah, it looks like they are shifting for my weakest part of the line. Can't say I'm unhappy about that, because it means the rebel general has gotten better. Boja's brigade's getting pretty quickly ripped down by these sharps. They don't have long range, but they got high rate of fire and high accuracy, so... may have to shift 3rd Division out into an attack axis. Here's their orders. Yep. You guys are on fire at will, right? It looks like they're going to be waiting for the rest of their forces to show up before they push in for an attack, so I'll be back. Alright, it's 1400. Looks like the rebels are finally coming forward in some localized attacks. So, I'm not really sure what Hill is thinking. But, he had the Army of Texas set up for an attack, then he shifted the entire corps. Now he's got, like, troops all over the field doing Lord knows what. There should be in range of the bloody first. Oh, just outside. Looks like he's shifting all of his forces to my right flank. Hopefully these guys get some canister from these 30s. So if he's going to start shifting all of his forces over to my right, I'm going to start sending in the 1st and 3rd. Is that the 1st and 3rd divisions? The 1st and 2nd divisions along an attack axis on their flank, because it looks like that's what he's doing. Fed these guys any canister yet? Doesn't really look like it. I can only imagine what a 30-pound canister looks like. That's got to be some big shots. Okay, sending everybody this way. We just got to see. Looks like we got a division coming down this way too. Looks like you're going to crash in the 2nd division. Once these boys are past, I'm going to start moving 1st Division up this way to the rear of the rebel lines. on these batteries. Ooh, these guys got ripped up. Look. Oh, no, they were just lying down. I thought they got ripped up. No, they still got a lot of bodies sitting there. They're getting ripped up. Good job, Liberty Bells and Jan Zika Legion. Still not pushing in over here, though. They got the forces to start doing it. Derby Hellfighters. You guys see off those skirmishers pretty quickly. Vaughn's brigade lost 550 men. Ranch is at 250. Govern's at 350. These guys are just getting ripped up. Hey, grunts, put those sharps to work. Let's finish this division off. Boys gonna push this attack in, or are you just gonna stay there and wait for me to envelope you once again? Seconds on the move. Swing out the first. Yeah, bring them online. Let's go, boys. Coming in, or just sending full skirmishers? Oh, my cavalry just out of range. Yeah. Get down. Yeah, they left their flank in the air, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Still haven't seen off those skirmishers, really. I hate it when I see them. Why would they come down this way and back up that way? Because you're not switching sides. Should probably bring this battery up also. You guys come out this way. like what's coming at you now. Give detached orders to Liberty Bells. Jackets, give some skirmishers, start pounding that artillery. Main line closes on them. It's ripped up. Waited too long to send your attack in, Hill. Let me take advantage of that. Let's take casualties. Sedgwick. Ooh, this battery's getting ripped up. Repairing. You guys fall back. Main line's already there, calling your skirmishers. They're not blocking each other. Alright, 1st Division. Have you start pushing forward. One second, we're just going to push into that battle. We should be able to move them fairly quickly. Leave me an inch and I will take a mile. Retreating units blocking this division from moving properly. I don't know why I can't give them hard advance orders. Now you're going to charge forward and attack as there's a flanking brigade coming in? Really? the 50th kind of got left out of the action on this one. Shoot, you're an idiot for keeping your men there. Still aren't moving properly. I need you up and behind. Let's go. Bauman's gotten hit too. My two counter-battery units are not firing counter-battery at their artillery. I don't know why, even though I haven't sent it. Blue Jackets swinging right there. First, come at Govan. All right, boys, time to add your weight of fire. All right, it Finnegan's brigade. There we go, boys. Good job. Closing this noose. this has turned into a massacre. Bill, you gave me too much opportunity. It's what you did. Advance. Show up that Virginia Brigade. Your mothers and wives wail in grief. Jack, let's go finish these boys off. Highlanders, join them. And Zika, let's go. Good job, boys. You know what? Keep up the charge. Get going. Keep up the charge. Good job, Jan Zika. Let's go. Keep going. Brigades back here haven't even fought. Just slowly rolling up their line. They are not bringing their brigades out to fight. get that battery. Jacket, same for you. Go get it. We will destroy this army. I am tired of seeing them in Texas. Better be bringing it around over here. I feel bad. I kind of left the 50th all the way back here on their lonesome. There we go. Let's keep going, boys. Keep moving. Keep up the pressure. Blue Jackets are starting to go unstable. Looks like we just wiped out a brigade, didn't surrender in mass, but looks like we wiped them. Ignore those skirmishers coming after this brigade. Let's keep pushing forward. There they go, finally. They're gonna have all their brigades trapped. Really can't send my cavalry charging into these boys. Advancing. Highlanders, do your thing. Give them the bayonet. These brigades aren't even falling back, so we're just going to... I know I'm going against my rules, but I am tired of this army. Usually let them go, but I want to see this army destroyed. Go up that battery, 79th, before they drop some canister into you. Bloody sabers. Get mounted. Send you, Bethlehem. Get mounted. Time to put those sabers to use. Go get them. '79's got it getting tired. That still shows him as being good. Wow. Keep going. Oh, we did capture a brigade. 1,600 men we captured. You see that message come up. Good job, boys. Keep going. That's the last of them. All right, go chase these boys down, see if we can't force them to surrender. We got 450 men left. Don't shoot our cavalry, please. These guys keep reforming. What the hell? Well, you got a couple division commanders, corps commander, army commander all sitting right there, so makes sense. Give me the rest of that brigade. Alright. Alright, Bethlehem, break off the pursuit. Let them go. That was a fun little flank attack. I think I took a little more casualties than I really wanted to, but it gave us the major victory. Whoa, we took down 10,000. Wow. 32% of that force. I was hoping to bag more of it. But we'll take what we can get. Speed this along. Alright, we took down 9,500 of their 30,000 infantry, 100 or 200 cavalry, got all 55 of their guns, total loss of 10,000 of their 32,000 men. We lost 1,764 of our 27,232 infantry, 268 of our 4,700 cavalry, 25 or 68 guns. Those two batteries did break. The sod busters, and the 20-pounders. I had them set to fire counter battery, and they never fired at the battery that was firing at them. That was the opposite of counter battery fire, so that kind of pisses me off. That pisses me off. Total loss of 2,198 of our 32,950 men. Let's go through the paperwork here. I don't think we had any of our officers wounded. Let me look at that real fast. We did run low on ammunition, a lot of our units really fast. I don't understand why. We got a supply depot right next to us. All right. Combat reports. Main engineers inflicted 1 casualty. 1st Cav Division, Bethlehem Steel, did 403 to infantry, 228 taken prisoner. 1 artillery with another 115 taken prisoner, total 747. Bloody Sabres did 357 to infantry, captured 193, total of 550. Division total 1,297. 2nd Infantry Division, Blue Jackets did 353 to infantry, took 64 prisoners, 42 to cavalry, 92 to artillery, took another 39 prisoners, total of 591. 1st U.S. Regulars did 540 to infantry, captured 34, 32 to artillery, captured another 211. Brigade total of 833. Bloody First did 634 to infantry, 5 to cavalry, 38 to artillery for total 701. Division total 2,125. 3rd Division, 50th Hour River Boys, got to break this battle. They did 113 to infantry, and I think that's all from their skirmishers. Derby Hellfighters did 499 to infantry. Viking Brigade did 430 to infantry. Division total 1,042. 1st Infantry Division, Jan Zika Legion. It looks like they get the grumpy seal of approval for this battle. Did 1,228 to infantry, captured 37. 6 to cavalry, 10 to artillery, total 1,283. The Highlanders did 707 to infantry, captured 94. 40 to artillery, captured another 178. Division total 1,000. Brigade total 1,021. My grunts did 753 to infantry, 11 to cav, 44 to artillery for a total of 817. Liberty Bells did 515 to infantry, 4 to artillery for a total of 532. Division total 3,653. Artillery Division, Higgs Volunteers did 94 to infantry, plus up to 97. The Sodbusters did 163 to infantry, plus up to 169. 1st Illinois Artillery did 332 to infantry, 18 to cav, 102 to artillery for a total of 457. 1st Maine Battery did 261 to infantry, 20 to cav, 44 to artillery for a total of 327. Division total 1,050. Not too bad. Let's see if we got any of their commanders. We didn't lose any. All right, we wounded Ransom. Wounded Cable. Wounded Derrick. Wounded Pettigrew. Wounded Lee. Wounded Branch. Captured Lane. Wounded Perrin. Wounded Thomas. And killed Walker. So we wounded 9, captured 1, and killed 1. We just did a hell of a lot of damage to their officer corps. I guess most officer casualties we've caused in any one battle. All right, we'll get closed out of here, and I will see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the 9th Battle of Dallas, with the armies of Texas and the South and West retreating in panic. The Adams reportedly suffered total casualties of 10,483 men. There were 1,453 killed, 5,338 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,198 men, 423 killed, 333 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 6,614 rifles and 34 guns from the field and sent 5,471 soldiers off to our prison camps. And Captain Sedgwick, one of our battery commanders, did lose face. And I am going to blame him for this one, because I had those 2 batteries ordered to fire counter battery, and they never fired counter battery into the 3 batteries that were in their faces. And those 20s and 30s are meant to be counter battery artillery pieces, and they did everything but their job. So blame totally lies on him as far as I am concerned, because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Let's get this one rolled off. So this battle did kind of catch him by surprise. I was not expecting anything over here. And we got to replace Sedgwick. Yeah, Commander Higgs Volunteers. You're defamed, so you have to go. And your stats aren't too bad either. He's got a lot of battle honors, but he's got to go. I need a new Connecticut officer. Any artillerymen? Robert Tyler, job is yours. All right, it's now December 25th, so we're going to keep this game rolling up until January. One other thing to note is we did finally take Fort Jackson. Still have not managed to capture Fort St. Philip, but they are rebuilding, so I can't attack it again yet. So I do have the Gulf Squadron on its way to Fort Massachusetts, see if we can't secure the entrance to Lake Pontchartrain. Everything else looks fairly quiet. I am building another newspaper at Indianapolis, trying to get better intelligence reports up here. And that looks fairly quiet along the rest of the fronts. So, unless something happens, I'll be back before the end of the month. Alrighty, it's now January 1st. So, we're going to end this episode here so I can open up the next episode with the Cedric's already rehabilitated. Huh. So I can open up the next episode with the January monthlies. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please take my not subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. Like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state is from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And as always, comments, please do keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next live stream on Saturday. Stay grumpy.